Hi Philippine travelers! We're here at Golden Bay Beach Resort and Spa here in Samal Island. It's not one of the most popular resorts here, but it's a very beautiful resort. As you can see, there are not a lot of people that come here because it's a bit out of the way. It's, I think, about 30 to 45 minutes from the port if you hire a trike. But if you have your private vehicle, then it's going to take a little shorter travel time for you to arrive. Now, Golden Bay is, I think it's not an exclusive resort, and they're very fond of video okay here. If you can hear in the background, there are a lot of people singing different songs because there are, I think, about 5 video okay houses here, which is actually very nice because video okay or karaoke is actually a popular Filipino pastime. Another thing that I really like about this resort, and one thing I forgot to mention, the water is very clear and the sand is very fine. I'm not sure if it's natural sand here, maybe it's just quarried and taken to the resort, but nevertheless it's very nice. So who are we to complain, right? The water is not too deep, it's gradually sloping, so it's actually good for kids. So you can just have the kids play around on the sand and, you know, by the shoreline, and can just go to the deeper part of the water and take a look at the sunset. It's really nice. Golden Bay Beach Resort has different types of accommodations. They have day cottages for people who don't want to stay overnight and just enjoy the beach for a day, or, you know, just camp out. I think they allow tents by the seashore, but I don't think it's ideal because the water would just, you know, the tide would just rise. They have overnight cottages. I think they're very affordably priced. I really cannot check them out right now because there are people staying inside, most of them, and I think some of the staff also use some of the rooms as their own billeting stations if they have to stay overnight at the resort. Overall, it's a very good place to stay for the weekend, especially now that it's a long weekend. We don't have work or class on Monday because it's a holiday. What I really like about this resort is the views from, I think, every corner from the resort itself, from the cottages. You can see the sea right in front of you, and it's not exactly open water, but Davao City is still right across, but it's a bit too far because you can see, I think, the southern part of Davao City already, and then to the left side I think would already be General Santos. I'm not really sure, but I think that's it. Aside from the view, it's a feeling of being exclusive because, like I said, not a lot of people come here because of the distance from the main part of Samal Island. So I would give Golden Bay a 4. I like the place. I like their newly upgraded huts. I like the serenity of the place, the views. What I just don't like would be the distance. Well, the distance sometimes works to an advantage, but sometimes it doesn't, especially the trip coming here. We had a hard time because we didn't know that we already had to pass the concrete highway and not the bumpy gravel road coming here because we didn't know, and well, we didn't even bother to check. So I think that's our fault. But this is highly recommended, and check it out. Check out the blog post up on philippinetraveler.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, again, click on the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.